All right, let's talk about the real secret ingredient to a successful brewery. And you know what? It's not the hops, it's not even your brilliant marketing, it's hygiene. In this explainer, we're going to break down why keeping your taproom clean isn't just a chore, it's actually one of the smartest business moves you can make. So, I want you to think for a second. What is the single biggest threat to your taproom's success? What's that one thing that can quietly, sabotage that perfect beer you've spent months perfecting? The thing that can drive away your best customers and just trash your reputation? Well, the answer might be hiding in plain sight. And here's why this is so important. 75%. That's a massive number. We're talking 3 out of every 4 people who walk through your doors say that cleanliness is their number one priority when deciding where to drink. They're making a split-second decision the moment they step inside, and believe me, the stakes are incredibly high. Okay, that brings us right into our first big topic, the high cost of dirty. Because we're about to see why customers care way more than you might think. We're going to break down exactly how cleanliness goes way beyond just looking nice. It hits your beer quality, your brand, and yeah, your wallet. So really, it boils down to 2 very different paths. On one side, you've got poor hygiene. That leads to beer that tastes different every time, a flood of negative reviews, and even real health risks. But on the other side, excellent hygiene. We're talking a perfect pour every single time. Customers who keep coming back. A brand that people genuinely trust. I mean, the difference is just night and day.
But here's the thing. It's not just about what you can see. Wiping down a sticky bar top, that's the easy part. The real dangers, the ones that cause the most damage, are completely invisible. So now, let's talk about the hidden threats lurking in your taproom.
Okay, first and foremost, it completely ruins the taste of your beer. Seriously, just think about it. All that invisible bacteria, wild yeast, and even mold building up inside your draft lines, that gunk totally changes the flavor, the aroma, everything you intended for that beer. Your perfect crisp Pilsner, it can end up a cloudy, off-tasting disaster. And, there's this myth that the alcohol in beer just kills all the germs. We need to bust that right now, because it's just not true. Certain types of bacteria can actually thrive in beer lines, and they can create some nasty stuff that can make people sick. So this isn't just about a bad tasting pint, this is a real health and safety issue. And of course, in the age of social media, it absolutely kills your reputation. News spreads like wildfire, right? One bad beer, one photo of a dirty bathroom, that can blow up into a viral 1-star review overnight. And the worst part, it doesn't just hurt the taproom, it drags down the entire brewery's brand, even if the beer leaving the brewery was flawless. The way people think has really shifted. Just look at this data from after the pandemic. Only about 36% of customers felt good about coming back right away. But check this out. That number shot up to 61% when people could see that a place was actively cleaning. The takeaway here is huge. It's not enough to be clean. Your customers need to see that you're committed to it. All right, so we've laid out the problem. Enough of the scary stuff. Let's talk about the solution. Now we're getting into the action plan, the how-to for getting that pristine pour every single time. And we're going to start with the absolute heart of your whole operation, the draft system. When it comes to cleaning your draft lines, it really boils down to 4 non-negotiable steps. Step 1, you gotta use the right chemicals. Step 2, get on a strict schedule. We're talking every 2 weeks. Step 3, let that cleaning solution circulate for at least 15 minutes. And finally, number 4, don't forget the faucets. They need a deep clean and sanitization too. Okay, for all of you actually running a taproom, this is where you need to pay close attention. The pro standard is cleaning every 2 weeks, minimum. The chemical you want is a 2 to 3% caustic solution. Temperature is key too. Keep it between 80 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'll say it again. For the faucets, you have to take them completely apart and scrub them. A simple rinse just won't cut it. Now, here's something that trips a lot of people up. Cleaning and sanitizing are not the same thing. Cleaning gets rid of the visible dirt and grime. Sanitizing is what actually kills the germs. And here's the most important part. Sanitizer is basically useless if it's trying to work through a layer of gunk. You absolutely have to clean first, then you can sanitize. And it's not just about being clean. A perfectly maintained system also needs the right CO2 pressure. For your standard ales and lagers, you're looking at about 10 to 12 psi. But for a stout or nitro beer, you need to crank that way up to 25 to 30 psi. Getting this right is another one of those crucial but often overlooked details for that perfect pour.
Okay, let's talk about what I think is honestly the most important piece of this whole puzzle. You can have all the best chemicals, the fanciest equipment, but if your team isn't trained properly, none of it matters. It's time to talk about how to turn your staff into absolute hygiene champions.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? Systems don't create cleanliness. People do. It gets right to the point. Your staff, they're not just an expense on a spreadsheet. They are the ones making it all happen. So investing in their training, that's a direct investment in the future of your brand. So how do you actually do that? Well, you build a culture where everyone feels responsible. You create really clear standard operating procedures, SOPs, for everything. You use checklists for daily and weekly tasks so nothing ever falls through the cracks. You have sign-off sheets to create accountability. And you train on the important stuff, like how to prevent cross-contamination. All right, let's bring it all home. We've talked about the problems, we've talked about the solutions, but what's the actual payoff? This is where we connect all of this hard work to real, measurable, lasting success for your business. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. You have to stop thinking of cleaning as just another expense. It's an investment. It's an investment in your product, it's an investment in your customers' loyalty, and it's an investment in building a brand that people will trust and come back to again and again. So, we'll leave you with this one last question to think about. I want you to take a really honest look at your own taproom. Is your approach to cleanliness actively building your brand up, or is it silently, slowly breaking it down? The answer to that question really could define your future.